What's up, guys? Coach Vassar. Thank you for joining me with OTF Audio Daily Beats. As always, if you're new, I appreciate you tuning in, listening to me talk about these workouts. If you find value in them, information is in the description to support me. I appreciate everyone who has, and of course, any feedback, any comments, let me know what's on your mind so I can better improve these to make this more efficient for you. Today, we're going to break down Saturday, April 5th. This will also repeat Sunday, April 20th. Going into this one, we're going to see strength on the treads, but endurance on the rowing, and strength on the weight floor. Talk about the 2G, talk about the 3G, and then get you on out of here. So on the 2G side, we're going to have a 23-minute tread block with 3 rounds. Today's challenge is alternating between incline and flat road, increasing incline by 0.5% each time. Then we hit you with a super high incline at the end of each round to get you amped up for the infamous Everest benchmark. Okay, for the rower, we're gonna have a balance challenge with a push row for 3 rounds. And then on the floor, we have rep ranges today to work hard on all 4 exercises, rest after each one. Each time the treads go up super high on incline, you go super high on energy with hopovers. All right, you will have the benches in a low bench position today. Looking at the treads, as I mentioned, 23-minute tread block, 3 rounds. Each round is going to follow a roll and hill system. So you'll have a total of a hill, flat road, hill, flat road, hill, flat road, very high hill, and then a walk recovery. The goal here is to maintain or lower their base speeds as the incline changes throughout. So the base that they have during round 1 may look drastically different than the base they may be using in round 3. Everything is for 1 minute at a time. So this is a good one to maybe track, practice doing like a run and stopwatch. Just know every minute on the minute, you have to be making a change. They're gonna start just above their base. So in the truest sense, the first 6 minutes of this block is not gonna feel too bad. In fact, we may see them stay in the green the entire time because they're gonna do a 1.5% base climb, followed by flat road, then 2 flat road, 2.5 flat road, but then they take it up to a 13% incline. Now keep in mind, there is no 13 key, so you might wanna give them that heads up that they're gonna have to hit 12 and then the up arrow twice. In fact, during the warm-up, I would bring attention to getting people familiar with using the arrow keys since we have these 0.5% changes, okay? The first round is a total of 7 minutes, followed by a 1-minute walk recovery. Now, this is where it's kind of weird because on the key concept page and everything, they talk about when the treads do high incline, the weight floor is doing the hopovers. But when you look at the template, it says when the treads complete that 1 minute. So that might be a situation where we might need some more clarification from the template design team, or maybe even talk to your head coaches of what you think would be best for this one, whether they do the hopovers during that incline or during the walk recovery. My personal opinion, because we want to keep the energy high, when the treads go to that 13% incline, that's when you cue the weight floor to go to their bench hopovers. Okay, so that's just me as a head coach for my studio. That's what I'm going to tell my coaches to do, but of course talk to yours. Now, as far as the bikes and striders go for round 1, because it's very minimal incline, they actually recommend having them keep their base gear for those first 6 minutes. And then when the treads do that 13% incline, it should elicit a very uncomfortable feeling. So opportunity to cue like an all-out effort on the bikes where they take their gear 6 above their base and maintain RPMs. In round 2, we're gonna be a little bit more conservative on the gear, but still increasing. Now in round 2, we're gonna see 3, 3.5, and 4% incline, followed by your flat road bases. And then they end the round at a 14% incline for that 1 minute. For the bikes and striders, this is where they could go maybe 2 or 3 gears over their base for like a conservative push during round 2. And then in round 3, we're gonna see 4.5, 5, and 5.5. Definitely using true push gears for the bike and strider. So 3, maybe 4 gears over base. And then the final minute is at 15% incline. Okay. Now for the power walkers, they do have those same inclines going up by 0.5 every time. So the very first one, they're gonna start at 3.5% or greater. in all honesty, just have them go 0.5% higher than their base incline, right? Then they're gonna go 1 and then 1.5. And then they're gonna go 2% over their base, 2.5, 3%, and then 3.5, 4, and 4.5% over their base incline. Today's a good day for them to kind of adjust their speed a little bit, maybe have a quicker base speed to elicit a challenge to get more comfortable at a quicker walk speed at lower inclines. Because high inclines generally are not too bad for power walkers since they're used to that, but getting them accustomed to having a quicker cadence is a good skill for them to develop. So that's it, 23 minutes on the treads, 3 rolling hills, and then a spike, and then a walk recovery. When we look at the weight floor, there are gonna be 2 sections for this one. The first one, ideally they perform it over at the rower. They need 1 dumbbell, something moderate-ish for the weight choice, because they are doing 6 to 10 reps. However, balance is one of the factors here. They're gonna be doing a balanced single arm shoulder press. So dumbbells on one side, that's the leg they stand on, the other leg is up, core braced as they do 6 to 10 reps on each side, followed by a 150 meter push row. They're gonna complete 3 rounds, and then after that, they're done with the rower. For the push row, we're looking for something consistently uncomfortable. Because it's a short row, we're looking at maybe 45 seconds or less, in all honesty, closer to maybe 40. 6 to 10 out of the leg drive, maybe 26, 28 stroke rate. So they should be able to finish this in about, 10 to 15 strokes. And then they're right back to their dumbbell exercise. Now, keep in mind though, at the 6-minute mark, and the treads are taken up to 13% incline for minute 6 through minute 7, that's when the weight floor has to do low bench lateral hopovers for the minute straight, okay? Ideally, the weight floor has already started their back-to-back over at the rowers before you've even launched the treads. So that way they do have a little bit extra time to get through their 3 rounds. So in a perfect situation, everyone is done with the rower stuff, and then they're at the weight floor before you go to that first 1-minute bench hop over, okay? If not, tell people on the rowers, head over to the weight floor real quick, let's do that. When they're done, come back, finish out their back-to-back, and then go to the work and rest. Now, the second part is work and rest. 4 movements, 6 to 10 reps, ideally rest after each one. So true opportunity for regular strength training. Moderate to heavy weight, every round maybe go heavier. We're gonna see the single arm lateral shift. So 1 dumbbell, but they're gonna shift to the opposite side, 6 to 10 on each side, and then balance tricep extensions. So just like the shoulder press, they are standing on 1 leg, but now extended down, all the way up. One thing to be mindful of with that overhead tricep extension, people tend to go too heavy, and then they end up stopping about halfway. And that's actually gonna put a lot of stress on that elbow tendon. So encourage them to go lighter to get that deeper stretch. The cue I like to use is have people imagine the dumbbell is touching between the shoulder blades. Because here, that's back of the neck, but if they get it down here, even better. 6 to 10 reps there. And then we'll go into the high plank single arm low row. So 1 hand is on the bench, wide stance, driving that elbow. Try to keep the hips and the shoulders pointed straight down, so no twist. Any wrist issues, they could do this from a hinge position with a 1 arm low row, and then the low bench pullover. And for that one, they could go strap row, or they also mentioned the Y raise on the strap. And that's it. Just keep in mind at minute 14 and at minute 22, the weight floor will be doing low bench lateral hopovers. And that's also the finisher during minute 22 to minute 23. So there you go. That's the 2G. Like I said, once again, my philosophy on this one is when the treads go to that 13, 14, and 15% incline, that's when the weight floor is going to do their hopovers, even though on the template it says when treads complete that 1 minute. So looking at the 3G, very similar setup, but now it's going to be 1 long block on the treads, the rower, and the weight floor, 14.5 minutes. The treadmills are set up the exact same way in terms of incline and flat road. So same inclines, same flat roads, same steep hills at the end of every round. But the key difference here is now the incline work is 45 seconds and then their flat road is only 30 seconds. So definitely way more time, use an incline compared to flat road. So they will truly need that walk recovery, which here is only 30 seconds. So definitely you'll see people drop bases during round 2 and definitely in round 3 to find that chance to kind of catch their breath and encourage that. That way they get used to manipulating the speeds with the arrow keys. So, you know, maybe in round 1 they hold a regular base, but in round 2, maybe 0.2 below their base, and then in round 3, 0.3, 0.4 under their base. Okay. For the rowers, it's going to be a 200-meter push row followed by a split squat hold rainbow. So reverse lunge position, drop down, knee floats 2 inches off the ground. They stay there. They'll do 8 reps, 4 on each side. They'll switch their legs, do another 8 reps. So 16 total. And then they're going to increase the row by 200 meters. So 200, 400, 600, 800 will be the last round. If they make it through all of that, then they get to the bonus, which is row until the finisher. Very tough block, so you know, high rep count, but also very long rowing distance. So the goal here is just to get through as much as they can. Definitely people will get through that 600-meter row, and you should see most people maybe about halfway through or almost done with that 800-meter row. Okay. On the weight floor, it's just the work and rest. So lateral shift, tricep extension, low row, pull over. But now we also add a straight arm sit up from the low bench. Same thing as before, 6 to 10 reps. Keep in mind, every time the treadmills do that 45-second high incline, 13, 14, 15, they have to stop what they're doing, do the hop overs for just 45 seconds. And there you go. That's going to be this Saturday, April 5th, also Sunday, April 20th. Template, as always, any feedback, let me know if you find value in it. Information in the description to support me. You guys got this. Coach it down.